We just have to submit a couple of our receipts at the end of the busy season. Food options around my work aren't great, so I usually brought my dinner from home. But sometimes I was too tired to cook after a long day, so out of the 8 weeks, I purchased maybe 10 meals. Three of those meals I spent $13.50, going 50 cents over the limit. This resulted in a whopping $1.50 overage, which my manager said it was no big deal and that I could include on my expenses. He signed off on it and everything. A few days after I submitted my report, head office emailed me saying they rejected my expense claim and that I could resubmit after I removed the $1.50 overage. I wrote back saying my manager was fine with the $1.50 overage and even signed off on it. And they responded by telling me that they do not allow overages under any circumstances, that the $1.50 must be removed or they wouldn't approve any of my meal expenses. They ended their email with the advice that I should actually read the company policy next time. Fine, they were right and I was wrong. So I decided I'd read the policy very thoroughly before redoing my expense claim. Yes, the policy clearly stated a $13 maximum on purchased meals. Oh, and what's this? The policy also allows a $10 per diem for meals you bring from home? I very happily removed the $1.50 overage and added an additional $300 for the 30 meals I brought from home. I should read the company policy more often. Some of you are asking if I got paid the $300, and the answer is yes. Many are suggesting the person was sincerely trying to help me out, but I'm not 100% sure because they were so snippy in their email. Also, when we were emailed the meal policy at the beginning of busy season, there was no mention of the per diem and no one else in my department knew about it. Either way, I made sure to thank them just in case they were being sincere and I was just too jaded to see it. I can just imagine a stuck-up, entitled person at her computer desk thinking, huh, this little choosing beggar thinks she can screw me out of a $1.50. I'll show her. That was r/malicious compliance. And if you feel like maliciously complying as well, then like this video and subscribe to my channel.
Look at how big he is. Top 10 scary prison stories. What is that about? Prisoner.
It is a life of profound monotony.
What's worse than a rapist? A child. No. A child rape.
What is worse than a rapist?
Prisons have a
A
bad
child!
reputation for being a dangerous place that is ruled by
No.
bloodthirsty gangs and murderous
Child
people.
rape.
It's definitely not the place you want to find yourself in. For me,
Is
I would
anybody
be
on?
freaking out if I ever
No.
have to go to prison or jail. I'll just keep my hands clean and not commit any crimes, because I'm terrified. Well, with all the corruption and aggression, it's no secret that prisons have a dark history of some pretty terrifying stories. Well, how's it going, you guys? I'm your host for this one, Landon Do Not Sing, and welcome back to another Most Living Top 10 video. If you guys missed our previous video, make sure you guys click right over here. You guys can get caught up, and make sure you guys hit the subscribe button as well. We're on the road to 5 million subscribers. Alright, let's jump into
5 million
this. This is the top
subscribers?
10 scary prison stories.
I knew where
So
that
starting
from.
off this list,
Ethan.
at number 10, we have sitting at the wrong table. An inmate who was sentenced to 12 years in prison, he didn't know the proper etiquette when he started his sentence. He was a small 20-year-old man with no criminal history, so he had no idea on how the prison systems work. During lunch, he sat down at the wrong table because he got a lot of backlash. Racism still exists behind those concrete walls inside of prisons, and he learned the hard way. People from his race approached him and labeled him as a traitor because he didn't sit at their table. They told him that someone would come to his cell to slit his throat. Luckily for him, no one came, but he was constantly living in fear. I mean, why wouldn't he be? He was always looking over his shoulder, staying up at night, and sleeping with a shiv attached to his wrist just in case. Blood swabs comes onto this list at number 9. An inmate by the name of Louis Boyd was sentenced to death for his involvement with the murder in New York City. However, his sentence was later waived by the governor, and his sentence was commuted to life imprisonment. But an opportunity came knocking on his door, and he
I'd
decided
rather
to take it. He was
go to
serving his
death
time at Sing
than
Sing in prison, but he allowed
live in
himself
prison
to
for the rest of
participate
my
in
life.
one of the most insane experiments of all time. He agreed to be hooked up to a machine next to a girl.
But what
who was
if I
suffering from
never
cancer, and her
ever in
filtered
prison.
through his own body. This experiment
Woohoo!
didn't end up working, but
Prisoner
Lewis earned
people
his
or
freedom.
something. I
I guess
don't know.
that goes to show you that a desperate man in prison with nothing to lose might be willing to do just about anything. Next up,
This
memory
doesn't
theme
tell
and
it.
Jigsaw trap. Okay, this doesn't sound good at all. This thing looks like it came straight out of the imagination of Jigsaw. Over in Iowa, a jail was opened in 1885, and it was known the Squirrel Cage Jail. It had revolving pie-shaped cells that were inside of a cage. It had one opening which had to be turned into a specific way in order to let the inmate out.
Tiny pie-shaped cells rotating inside a fixed cage with only one opening. Until the two lined up, there was no way in and no way out.
This was definitely a faulty design because so many inmates would have had their limbs torn off or skulls crushed, and if the wheel broke, there'd be no way to get to the inmates. 4 inmates have died because of this, and so many others were injured. Thankfully, this prison closed in 1969, but it was believed that the ghost of the inmate still haunted this jail. Prison club fights punches onto this list in at number 7. Being an inmate definitely isn't ideal. You have to sleep with one eye open and you gotta constantly watch your back. But if the fear of being shanked wasn't enough, there are prison guards who have created their own visions of a fight club. Except participation isn't optional. This unorganized club is actually more common than you think. One of the worst cases come from a prison in Pennsylvania where a lot of prison guards here have been caught severely beating and abusing the inmates. They have even forced them to participate in a last night fight club where dozens of inmates would get severely injured. They even use intimidation and threats in order to keep their club a secret. Moving along into number 6 is a prison riot. Let me take us over to the New Mexico State Penitentiary riot that happened on February 2nd to the 3rd in 1980. This was the most violent riot in American history because the prisoners managed to take complete control over the prison. 12 officers were taken hostage and several other inmates killed other prisoners. Some of them were tortured and mutilated because they were snitches or prison informants. Eventually, prison guards managed to get their control back after 36 hours. But by then, the damage
36 hours.
inmates had died, and more than 200 of them were being treated for injuries. Forced drug trials inject itself onto this list at number 5. The American government was forced feeding drugs to inmates to see how it would affect the body. So this is part of the MK Ultra controversial and secretive government program, which basically involved the government using tactics to control people's minds. They chose people who couldn't fight back, such as prisoners or mental patients, and they dosed them with a ton of LSD. In one example, a patient was given LSD for 174 straight days. 174 straight days. That is a whole lot of drugs. That would actually be the worst kind of torture. Where was their morals or ethics? I guess things haven't changed much since these trials because the government is still messing with people's lives. And now, in number 4 is an unusual form of torture. Back in the day when British soldiers were stationed in Ireland, they needed a way to break their prisoners into telling them information. They quickly discovered that white noise and sleep deprivation were 2 things that seemed to work every time. Prisoners were forced to stand for hours with a hood over their head, they were subjected to constant white noise, and they were fed a diet of plain bread and water every single day. They were forced to stay awake, and they were violently interrogated with severe beatings. The white noise and sleep deprivation don't sound as bad as being physically tortured, but in a way, I actually think that it's worse. White noise and lack of sleep would definitely make you go insane. And for me, I would break if you just say, I'm only feeding you bread and water every day. I would tell you whatever
Now
you
I
do.
gotta.
Because I need me some shit. Prisoners
Gotta take my own.
take us to number 3. It's not as bad as it sounds, but trust me.
It's only
It is still
fried.
pretty mortifying. In
No,
China, when a
fried
prisoner is
bread,
executed, their bodies are laid to rest. Instead, they're skinned so that a beauty company can test your product. I mean, if that isn't morbid, I don't know what is. A Chinese cosmetics company has admitted to using the harvest skin from the corpse in order to develop beauty products to sell in Europe. I mean, note to self, never buy lip chap from Europe. Can you imagine if that was your family member and you wanted to give them a proper burial, but
They
then
brought
you
over
come to
the
find
branch.
out that they have been skinned? I mean, this
They-
is way too
Put it
intense
right
for
in
me.
front
I
where
feel
it
pretty
walks
sick,
over
so
there.
let's move on. Let's forget about that. And you know what? Forgotten about solitary confinement brings us to number 2. A man was arrested because police suspected him of drinking and driving, but he was then left in solitary confinement for nearly 2 days after prison guards He also became extremely delirious, and he even pulled up his own tooth because he wasn't allowed to see a dentist. Both his mental and physical health suffered greatly, and even though no amount of money can ever give him back those 2 years, he was given a $15.5 million settlement to help him move on with his life. And now, number one, we have police brutality. Police officers have an unspeakable bond. They will literally die for another and go any length to protect their own. And I'm only talking about a select few officers. This doesn't apply there. Adolph Archie was convicted of murdering a police officer, and as we all know, cop killers don't do well in prison. He was shot in the arm by a prison guard, and instead of being transported to the nearest hospital, he was taken to the local police station where he was attacked by brutal police officers. Apparently, there is a recording of the officers cursing and yelling at him, and you can hear them attacking his body. A few hours later, he was taken to the hospital, and autopsy revealed that all of his teeth has been shattered. His skull was fractured in several places, and he had severe internal bleeding. The police said that he died from a fall, but clearly he died from a horrific beating. Well, there you guys have it. This is the end of the video. I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching Most Amazing Top 10, and I'll see you guys all in the next video.
Cruel police officer. Haven't had a can of Coke in a long time. So good.
Welcome back, everyone. I think good teachers should always be praised and rewarded, and there are many of them out there in the world. Sometimes
What,
there
cat?
takes us a few
What?
back.
You live around?
Let's take a look at some real stories
Sora.
of terrible teachers.
Meow, meow.
And this is the top 10 scary
He's a
teacher
river
stories.
rat.
So at number 10 now we have Green Beans.
Oh, look at you. You're a demonic cat now.
And in my opinion, it isn't just a case of bad teaching. This is abuse. You'll see what I mean. They said, Mrs. K, I'll never forget her. She was an absolute monster. I was about 4 years old and spent the early years of my life
Hey, what's the
speaking
table?
Korean. And I've
Oh.
never spoken a single bit of English in my life. The language barrier between me and my pre-kindergarten teacher seemed to have spotted a toxic relationship. I remember her yelling at me to do something as she threw my coat at me.